We have Ashley Ford and Chris Ford and Jeff.Osborn behind the scenes just sold their house.
Yay!
And I'm going to ask a couple questions so future sellers can learn from this in hiring an agent and going through the ups and downs that we just went through.
All right.
So I'm just going to ask a couple questions. Okay, the first question is, what fears did you have about selling your home today?
Well, it being first time, sellers of our home, and on top of that, we were first time home buyers before, and going through the process on that, we were worried about being taken advantage of financially on this with our realtor that we worked with, Mr. Jeff.Osborn. Full disclosure, transparent. There was no information that was hidden. Anytime I required information from him, I had it, and I didn't have to fight him for it whatsoever. There was no secrecy, so it was open and honest. So that made me feel comfortable as a seller.
And from my aspect of it, I was concerned about the process and time and how long it would take. Jeff was very clear and to the point about the fact that it would possibly take longer than anticipated. He stayed strong and firm with the amount of sticking to the price that was listed and not giving in and dropping prices down. So we were able to get as much money as possible for our home, and he didn't give up on that.
What process did you use to select me to represent you?
For me, it just wasn't anything of discounts or help, or I just knew you were an honest person, that you wouldn't let us down. That was our main goal.
Yeah.
I love it. I could listen to you all day. Okay.
Mine's just nice and simple on that one. When it comes to business, for me, there are no friends, there are no family. What it is for me is I know Jeff's drive and his tenacity. I've seen him as he's worked and progressed on things through the years, so I knew that when it came up to the challenge of taking this on for us, specifically for me, because I do demand a lot out of people, and he stepped up to the challenge. There was no qualms about it. He did what needed to be done when it needed to be done and ahead of the game. So I didn't have to sit there and backtrack and fish for the information that I needed because of his drive to get everything where it needed to be for me. So that made it very simple.
I guess if there was one thing that I did, because you said a lot of those things that I do, what was one thing that I did that maybe another agent, because you worked with an agent buying the house, but that was with new construction. Mm-hmm. So maybe one thing that I did that you heard other agents don't do or something like that.
Well, one of the things that was nice about the things that you do that we've seen you in looking at the other homes and everything that you sold was that you don't shy away from social media. Social media obviously is a massive avenue for advertising, communications, and things of that nature, that instead of thinking like, oh, well, it's old school, we need to just kind of word about that. No, you embrace the new age of the social media and got it out to as many ears and eyes as possible.
On my aspect, since we owned the house together, we sold, and then I was in the process of also buying a house. So it was two at one time. So that was very anxious at times. But as in regards to realtor for this home, we got cutting boards for housewarming. So that was really nice. It wasn't just like a business feel. It was more of a, I know you're struggling and it's been a long road, but he always encouraged me that it was going to be okay and just to hang in there. Kind of talked me through it when things got rough. So that was, I think, something that other realtors couldn't offer.
Touching on that, I talked you through it, hanging in there. There's a lot of surprising hurdles that are very confusing. They're confusing to me, and I see them every day. Mm-hmm. So having an agent answer the phone at 9 o'clock at night, 8:30 at night, every night.
Get text messages from other people at 6 in the morning, other realtors.
Yeah, it's 6:30 in the morning. Or my wife is another. Call my wife for her to call for hey, call
He's
me.
accessible one way or another.
Yes, but going back to that, there's a lot of stuff that could go wrong, and when it does go wrong, you made the point of me being there, like sticking to it, running towards it. So how did I handle the process for you? And then the last question is, what would you say in recommending me to a friend? So the first one, how did I handle the process? You kind of said all that. But
we handled the process together. It wasn't leaving us in the dark. We were a real team about it. It wasn't as if, you just need to sit down and let me do everything and not. You were really open to be willing to answer questions and take a lot of time on the phone. He'll get your house out and the word will go out like wildfire. That's one thing. He'll be able to get your house on the market with the social media and won't stop. He invests his own money and time. It's not just him trying to get the buck for the house. He really does invest dollars, and he's not even getting paid till he gets the check for the home, just like we do. So that's a great personal feel that he's taking the chance. It's not just, I'll get the money when I get it. No, he's taking the chance and investing himself as sellers do when we're trying to get the house promoted and put on the market.
Do you want to be painless and idiot proof? It works for me. I'm no rocket scientist. I'm not the most intelligent man on the planet. But I understood everything that was going on with the process about this. So do you want someone that's going to protect your best interest, not only personally and financially involved in the process, or do you want someone that's just going to sell your house and make a buck? So there's a difference here. This gentleman looked out for our best interest on it, where there are times where like, just, all right, we're done with it, sell the house. I don't give a crap. No, he made it hold steady. Let's take care of this and let's do the right thing that needs to be done in order to get the maximum investment out of this. And that's what happened down there, because throughout the process, when we were going through it, it's ready for it to be done. Didn't care. Just like, just sell it. I don't care at this point. I'm just ready for it to be gone. But it, convinced me to hold out. We just need to hold out a little bit longer on this. Hold out a little bit longer. It will be worth everything in the long run, and so forth. It panned out to be just as that, and so it worked out great.
Perfect.
And I have to jump off that and make an additional comment that Jeff never folds. No matter how much you want to push and tell him, I want this, I really think this is the best interest, he uses his expertise to say, I know you really want this or whatnot, but we can get more, and I can assure you it's going to happen. And it did happen. He ended up getting us quite a bit more money than we were originally going to settle with, because he didn't settle, and he knew we had more money invested in the home. So we got a definite bang for the buck.
You're hiring Jeff. You're not hiring a yes man. You're hiring someone that's going to go to work for you. Period.
Thank you so much, Chris and Ashley. Gosh, I could sit here all day and just listen to them. Okay, we're gonna leave on that note.